Guys, we're coming off a really great start in Nashville where we ended up winning 5-0. We ended up dropping our ERA to 2.4. We go up to 2-1 on the season, and it looks like the issues and all the jitters that we had in that first start in AAA had started to really go away, and we're starting to cruise now. Really hoping that that's going to continue because our next start is going to be against the very same team in the very same series. Hopefully they don't skip our start. I hated doing that in AA, so hopefully they're not going to do that in AAA. We do need to pick it up in the batter's box, though, because we are not hitting extremely well, although we have gotten better over that first week. But again, we need to improve a little bit more, and we have a really good chance here in Nashville. So again, we got 5 games here in Nashville in this video before we end up coming back home against the Tides. Hoping this is going to be a really successful series. Hopefully we can have hits in every single game and be able to boost our batting average up to where we want it to be, to where it was back in AA. But again, time will only tell. But let's get into this first game. Let's see what we can do to just absolutely dominate here in the 4-hole. We're in the DH spot, so we get a little bit of chance to relax. We're not going to be out in the field. All we have to do is focus on the pitcher that we're facing and being able to go out there and get some hits. Well, now, it looks like we're going to be starting off with the rain. Hopefully this does not ruin our vision at all. And, well, I wouldn't say that that necessarily ruined our vision, but that is going to be a pop out to the right fielder. Not the way you want to start. But that's why you get multiple at-bats, and that's why this time we got first and second. And I swung at that a little late. I was like, no, that might be a little low, and then no, that just stayed straight. Yikes. It's okay, though. There we go. That's going to be a great way to end the inning. That's going to be a ground out to third base. So much for multiple base hits in the same game, huh? 5-0 now. No one on. We got to lead off the 6th inning here. And let's hope we can do it with the base hit, which we don't. We hit that one off pretty much the handle of the bat. That's a pop out to the second baseman. And now this is going to be our last opportunity to get a base hit in this game. And that is not going to happen. That's going to be a pop out to right field unless that drops, which it doesn't. And we're going 0 for 4 in this first game. Great way to start. And we ended up losing 10-1. So even if we did have a pretty decent game at the plate, I don't think it was going to make that much of a difference, but the fact that we went 0 for 4 in this first one is pretty disheartening. Now, if there's any positive from that, it's the fact that we usually start off pretty horribly. You know, that first game is always kind of a slump game, and it's what kind of gets us back into the groove of being at the plate. So let's hope that that continues in this game because we're in the 3-hole, we're back at third base, and let's hope that we can actually put a ball in play and have it drop for once. And hey, we got a guy on first to start with 1 out. As long as it's not a double play, I'm happy. And that is a cut. It said swung at a ball. I don't know if that was necessarily a ball. That looked like that was still in the zone. That one, on the other hand, was not. And I forgot that the front office is at this game too. So, yikes. We do not want to keep dropping down below 200 for our batting average as we end up taking that one, thankfully. So, come on. Just a little base knock. There's no double plays. That's all. Now that was just unfortunate, a really good play by the pitcher. I mean, realistically, there's no reason why he should have been able to snag that, but that's okay. Oh, damn it, wrong base. I hit A to go home, and I guess I accidentally hit Y instead of A, so that's going to be an error by us. Usually, if we're on the mound, that counts as a base hit. So come on, let's get that luck to change back for us. Come on. And a cutter on the inside part of the plate is not going to be what does it for us. I didn't realize the cutter is actually his primary pitch. He's got a fastball, but he definitely likes to throw the cutter more. Leave it up to a lefty, am I right? Circle change a little out of the zone. We just end up hacking that foul a little bit. It's a little foul tip. And there we go. At least we end up taking that one in play. Does that have the distance? It does not to the warning track. I mean, the good news is we're getting a piece on the ball. But damn it if it's not right too, guys, you know? So let's see if we can get that through the infield, which we won't. And that's going to be 2 games in a row now where we go over. Honestly, I'm really starting to hate AAA. Pensacola seemed a lot nicer than Jacksonville now, doesn't it? But if we don't start hitting the ball, we might end up going back to Pensacola. Because why would you want to leave a guy on the team who's hitting under 200 when you have him in the 3 or 4 hole, right? So let's go. We're back at third base. We're in the 4 hole this time. Let's hope that we can do a lot better than the last 2 games. The only thing that actually gives me a little bit of hope for this is the fact that we're usually better on the mound than we are at the plate. So let's go. No, get it at 3. Let's go. He does end up scoring, which is unfortunate, but we do get the out of third, and the inning's over. And unfortunately, we're leading off this inning with no one on. But no outs either, so let's see what we can do to end up getting a base hit here. Come on, we gotta get that monkey off our back here. We would have waited back. That ball would have been a liner into the outfield. Alright, just be more vigilant this time. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Throwing that up and in, buddy, on 0-2? You really want us to get to first base, don't you? Let's see what you got for us. Nope, not again. Trying to elevate those fastballs, but you ain't getting that by us. Come on now. We're better than that, right? We've proven that. Although I will still swing at pitches like that from time to time. That's a great slider. If we would have waited back a little bit more and weren't looking fastball, that ball would have been crushed. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and, well, you see what happened. That's early on that cut. Damn. That was center cut, too. No pun intended. Let's even get another one like that. Well, that's a fastball, and we're just late. Will that drop? I don't think so. We suck. I mean, the good news is our team is up 3-1, but it's not good for us. We waited back that time on the slider, but we waited back a little too long. A little too long. We had 6 RBIs in our last 4 games, and we went 0 for in our last 2. Just showed how great that one game was that we had. Oh, I can't believe we swung at that slider either. Come on, he's at 72 pitches, so it's not like he's going to be in there for much longer. Be nice to be able to get a base hit off him before he ends up leaving, though. And also, if we can see a couple more pitches, that might get him out of the game a little bit sooner. And we can get to their bullpen. But instead, we swing at a slider, and I don't even know anymore. Here's what I believe to be our last opportunity of this game. And come on, we just need a base hit. That's not going to be it. That was a good swing. We just didn't move the PCI up. That's okay. 0-1 count. We can do this. That's why you get 3. Why you swing? Okay. Alright, come on. There we go. Does that stay in? Does that... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Not deep enough. Again. This is like that first video in AAA all over again. 0 for in every game, huh? Is that how we're going to do it? Alright. Oh, there we go. Way to stay with it. I want to see them give us an error again. I swear to God. And yet another pathetic showing, but it's a win 3-1. So, even though I'm upset about our performance, at least the team's winning. But a 1 for 15 performance in this series is embarrassing. Not just that, but our average is down to 173. Yeah, great reason to keep us in the 4-hole. Come on, let's actually prove like we deserve to be up in AAA now. And now this would be a good opportunity to break out of the slump because we got a guy on second with no outs. And if we could actually start this game off with a bomb, that would be huge. Perfect contact, right down the middle. And thankfully, that is a damn good way to get the monkey off our back. 2-run shot in the first inning, 425, and you can tell we were angry on that one. That is home run number 3 in AAA? 2 or 3, one or the other, and that was just lifted. We needed something like that to break out of the slump. Now imagine a multi-home run game again, huh? How crazy would that be? Well, that's what I get for trying to go for the home run on that one. It's okay, he's got to be coming with an off-speed at a certain point, right? We just took your... Damn. We just took your last fastball about 400 and some odd feet out of the park. He ends up stealing, so now we got a guy in second now. That's great. That eliminates the double play, and we have a chance to drive him in. So let's see if we can do that. Nice! Right off the glove. Can we please make it? Safe. Let's go. That counts as a single, too. Hey, well, at least that works out for us. At least that's not an error like they counted us, but... At the same time, we did just not throw the ball when we were in the field, so okay. Not surprised. There we go. That one ends up dropping. We're going to make it to... Nope, go back to second. I don't know why you stopped. We could have made it to third, too. I don't know why we ended up stopping there. But at least he ends up driving him home. Now it's 3-0, and we're on second. Full count. I would try to steal, but no, we're not fast enough at this point. Not to steal third. That will drop. We're gonna get gunned out at the plate, aren't we? Wow, what an off throw. And we find a way to hustle in, and damn, 4-0 now. And now we got a guy on first. Let's go. We're just rolling here. Speaking of rolling, there's a rolled ground out right there to the third baseman. Quick inning. Maybe not a quick inning, but definitely quick at bat. That's the main thing. We're still up 6-1 in the sixth now. Now it's time to break it open again. Why are you swinging at a two-seamer outside? That ball never had a chance to even make it into the zone. Last game, 2 strikeouts. Can we show the stats for this game, though, sir? That would be ideal. Come on. There it is. That's going to be 1 into the outfield. This is stupid. But we're going to stretch that into a double. Stupid? Yes. Was it worth it, though? You bet your ass. And I think we all know what that means. We've seen the other 3 hits that we had. Now, the chances of getting that 4th one to be able to complete what we're trying to complete, I think is going to be very far-fetched. We need to hit one out into a gap. Son of a bitch. And I'm not even paying attention. Yeah, I know that was a bad decision. I was focused on the cycle. And here's the opportunity. We need to take some chances if we want to try to get the cycle. We need a gapper and for someone to screw up out there. Oh, yikes. I was hoping that one was going to be right into a gap, but no. No, that is a foul ball. Foul ball. Come on now. Give me something to hit. Oh, that is a nice curve. That looked like it was going to be a fastball out of the hand, but as soon as I started swinging, I'm like, nope, not even close. Not even close. All right. That's not going to drop, is it? Okay, that's at least out of play. We get an extra opportunity here, although it is an 0-2 count. We need to be aware of an off speed because he's gone fastball quite a bit, and he does right there again. So we're not going to get that triple. We're not going to get the cycle, but, bro, we went 3 for 5, and we had a bomb. Pretty damn happy about that. And thankfully, that did lead to a 6-1 victory. That is great to see. Nice to see that our offense actually picked it up a little bit in this game. Let's hope that they can do it in the next one, too, because that's the game that we're going to be starting. But, damn, not a bad way to end out this game, though. I went 0 for in the first 3 games, and then we go 3 for 5 in the next one. Let's see if we can kind of continue this performance and bring it into our next start, too. And we also worked our batting average up to 200. So let's see what we can do to actually keep it at 200 or even above and be able to dominate in this performance. We're hitting in the 4-hole again. We're back on the bump. Let's see if we can go 3-1 this season. I will say the one thing that does worry me on the hill this time is the fact that these guys literally did just see me a handful of games ago. And thankfully, the first pitch is going to be a pop out to center field. Not a bad hit ball, though. So maybe we need to be a little more selective with our pitches. Starting out with a fastball like that might not have been the right idea. And we don't get the call on the circle change. Not the way to start, but that's okay. Good to know that we're not going to get the low call. All right. 2-0 count, though. Come on, we need to groove something in. Just a little fastball. There you go. We just need to get a strike under our belt. 2-1 count. We're going slurve. He's expecting something that's a... Well, never mind. I was going to say expecting a little something that's going to be a little straighter, but nope. We couldn't get that into the zone. And that's a walk. Okay, well, at least we know we're not going to get any borderline calls. Holy cow. Yikes. Come on. Double play ball would be ideal right here. And no one's there up the middle. Oh, gonna get him at 3. Get him at 3. What a throw by the center fielder. That's what you get for trying to go for that, buddy. And there we go, out number 2 of the inning. Getting bailed out. Thank you, defense, for helping. Especially if the umpire isn't going to help us at all with the calls. May as well hope that at least someone is going to help us out. Thankfully, that's going to be the field. Now let's see if we can finish with the slurve. Simple. Why couldn't we do that in the first couple batters? Good way to get out of the first. That was a pretty quick inning. The inning was a little worrisome because we gave up that walk, but still, as well as that base hit, especially back-to-back, not what we want to see, but still, we got out of the inning, and that's the important thing. Now we're back, or now we're not back off, but we're up in the batter's box in the second inning, and we actually get a base hit. Would you look at that? Maybe not the hardest hit base hit, but that is up the middle, and that is going to be a leadoff single. Love to see that. Arena steal situation, coach? You bet your ass we are. All right, get ready. Set. No, go back, go back, go back. I don't think so, bud. I don't think so. All right, he's only got one more pickoff. Question, is he going to use it? I doubt it. Go. That's a very slow delivery to the plate. I bet you, especially since he buried it, if we would have went to third on that, we probably would have been safe. Oh, that's our first stolen base in AAA. Way to go. Love to see it. So now we're in scoring position. Oh, I probably would have made it. I probably would have made it. That was underneath him, but it looked like it took him a little while to find it. 3-1 count, though. We have a chance to be able to have him walk here, though. Come on. Let's get two guys on with no outs. That'd be awesome. And that is not what that is. That is going to be a ground out to the third baseman on a 3-1 count. Yikes. All right, Montgomery. At least get us over to third on this one. It'd be nice to be able to get an insurance run. No, get back. No way we're going to be able to tag up on that one. Oh, we would have been... the ball would have gotten there by the time we were about halfway down the line. So it's a good thing we held up. Hey, Acosta's up in AAA now. Nice. Hey, buddy. Let's see what you can do to drive us in now. Or you can just take the walk and make sure that we get first and second. And now we got our 8-hole hitter up. Let's see what he can do to actually drive us in. A little base knock to the outfield, buddy. At the very least, we're getting this guy's pitch count up. And that's nice. Can that get through the infield? That will not. And unfortunately, after a leadoff single, we end this inning with no runs. But the good news is we're still doing pretty well on the mound. We just need to make sure that we limit the walks. And we have those borderline pitches get closer to the zone. That's not great. Alright, so let's go. Let's go slurve on this one. Nice. That's what we're looking for. And I think on this one, we're going to have to go fastball up. I think that's going to be the right sequence on these guys. Or not. Or not. But we could end up getting the split. We worked on that in the last video. See if it works this time. Not the best pitch, but it got him to swing, and that is out number 1 of the inning. So, hey, maybe not perfect, but as long as we're producing outs, that's what's going to matter to me. Okay, nice. Still fastball up and in on a 1-1 count. Let's see if we can jam him. At the very least, maybe we'll get him to swing through it or foul it off. He'll swing through it. And needless to say, we're going slurve to finish him off. Sit down, bud. See ya. See you next time. Alright, 2 outs now. We're cruising. Good to know that we're having as good of a game this time as we did in the first one. But, unfortunately, we are only 2 innings into the game. So we have plenty of game to go. But if we can pick up another strikeout right here, imagine the way to end the second inning. That's huge. I'm surprised he laid off that on 0-2. Elevate this fastball, make sure you get it up. I don't know what he was looking for on that one, but we got the strikeout. Oh man, we have an opportunity to help our own cause right here. First and second with 2 outs. Base hit is what we would have needed. Instead, we're late on that. And that's a pop out to right field in a clutch situation. And if the rest of our team isn't going to pick up in those instances, we really need to make sure that we get that ourselves. And unfortunately, we kind of shit the bet on that one. Oh, come on. 3rd inning now. Let's just keep it up. Yeah, we're missing corners, man. I don't know. Maybe we're just tired or something, but whatever it is, we should never be going 3-0. Never be going 3-0. There we go. Hey, he called the strike. Can you believe it? Let's go split. There it is. Nice. All right, that's going to be a foul ball. That's fine. Let's go slurve one more time. Surprised he swung at that. Holy cow. All right, let's go change. It's going to be down the middle, though. All right, that's fine. That's going to be a ground out to the third baseman if he can field it cleanly. Thankfully, he ends up getting it back, and that's going to be out number 1. Yes, I wish it was a strikeout, but starting 3-0 and still getting the ground out, I'll be happy about that. I just don't like the fact that we're throwing a lot of pitches to be able to get that done, you know? So we got to make these next guys a little more efficient. Let's see if we can do it with the fastball again. Ah! That could have been. But at the very least, it's a pop out to the shortstop. And we got 2 outs in the inning. We picked up a lot of strikeouts in the last one. So, hey, you know what? This is a strikeoutless inning. I won't be too upset. Would it be nice to get more? You bet your ass. But, hey, if we're getting out of innings, we're getting out of innings. That's a great pitch right there. Slurve one more time. Let's see if he'll swing at the 0-2. That was a perfect spot. Let's do it one more time. Get this one out, though. Yikes, are you joking? No borderline. There it is. That's what I'm talking about. We finally get out of that inning. Although that was a lot of pitches in that inning. At least compared to the other ones. You know, the first couple were very, very efficient. And we're only sitting at, what, 30-something pitches? 40. Okay, 40 after that one. 39 coming into the inning. He flinched at that one. He wanted to swing at it, but nope. He knew that the umpire wasn't going to call it low. And yeah, 2-0, we make him put the ball in play, but thankfully, that is going to be right to the center fielder, and that is going to be a pop-out for the first out of the inning. So let's go. Let's keep this up. All right, we got 3-4 coming up next. So let's make sure that we're pretty pinpoint with these. We want to get these outside. We want them to hit the corner, but we also need to make sure that we're not missing the zone. Let's go Slurve one more time to the lefty. Finish him. Dude, these guys are not picking their bats off their shoulders for very close 0-2 pitches. That is surprising and shows why they're down in AAA as Bauer strikes out right there. And that is out number 2. Let's go. 1 out away from getting out of the 4th. Keep it cruising. And then let's see if we can get our offense in the 5th and be able to actually pick up a couple runs. We should be coming up soon, too, so hopefully we can make a difference yet again. But still, 0-0 in the 4th, not ideal. But a strikeout to end the 4th, definitely ideal. Well, doesn't look like our offense picked up anything because it's still 0-0, and we did not get in the batter's box. Which means that, again, we need to be perfect here in the 5th inning. But we can do that. We've done it before, and we can definitely do it again. You know? I mean, look how great we've been pitching since that first start. Again, it was kind of the same thing in AA, too. You know, we had that horrific first start, and then we just picked it up afterwards. Wow, I'm surprised he swung at that. Come on, get there! Boom! What an arm by the shortstop. That is great to see, because he was hustling down the line. A little too much for my liking. Let's go. 1 out. That's what I'm talking about. Got a fastball on the outer. Let's go fastball up and in. They have not seen us throw the same pitch 2 times in a row. And I guess they were ready for it that time. Change up down and in. Nope. That's not even down. That's just in at that point because of just a horrible release point. So let's go Slurve. That's in. Nice. And that's going to be a ground out to the second baseman. There we go. All right, we'll get out of that. But let's see if we can pick up this last one on a strikeout. You know, it's the 7-hitter. Come on, he's 0 for 1. No reason why we can't. Especially if he's going to look at a first pitch strike right down the middle. Let's go fastball up and in this time. Jam him. Yikes. That was not where we wanted it, but thankfully it did not hurt us. He ain't going to swing at that one. We're going to get redemption. They never swing at the 0-2. So let's even get him to swing at the 1-2 Slurve. Fair enough. We haven't thrown split. Let's go split down and in. Finish him off. Someone's a little afraid to swing the bat. And, you know, no. Get out of the way. I want the points. I want the points. Thank you. Gets us a little extra. That might get us an extra skill point. But hey, we got out of the inning and now we're out of 5 with no runs. And we're going to be leading off the 6th inning in the box. So let's see if we can start a rally here, huh? That is not going to be because that is directly to the right fielder. Wow. And of course, our offense could not pick up anything after we just kind of just popped out. So, 6th inning, we need to be perfect because I do not think we're going to get another opportunity. Another opportunity in the batter's box before we come out of this game. So, again, we want to keep this at 0. At the very least, sit him down, baby. We want to come out with a no decision. We really want the win, don't get me wrong, but, yeah. We definitely do not want the loss. That is worst case scenario. is that is just under the zone. That is ridiculous. Oh, come on. There we go. Should be an 0-2 count, but instead it is 1-1. Let's go with the slurve down and in. That's good. Except for the fact that we cower out of the way like a little bitch. And that is going to be a base hit up the middle. Unfortunate, but set up for the double play. Granted, they are at the top of the order, which means that... Bro, this guy is not giving us a damn thing on any of the corners. Anything. And that's going to be the double play ball at least. Thank you. Thank you for bailing us out on that one. But not going to lie, this umpire is pretty atrocious. Pretty atrocious. And so now we're down to the 7th inning. And we have 72 pitches, which means this might be our last inning. And in fact, if we give up a base runner, there's a possibility he just pulls us. Because we're getting into our tired zone, despite the fact that we have worked on our stamina a little bit. We're going to have to work on that a little bit more. Again, at least... I got no words for that. But at least we're definitely getting a little bit more stamina. You see, usually we wouldn't get past the 5th or the 6th. Now we're into the 7th pretty comfortably. Let's see if we can strike him out right here. As he doesn't even swing. Are you kidding? I know we're getting tired. You don't have to remind me. That's okay, though. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop, thankfully. Yikes. We just don't have the stuff to get it past guys anymore. Come on, coach. Thank you for keeping us in. At least let us finish off this inning. I know we got the heart of the order. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised at this point. I shouldn't be surprised because he hasn't given it to us at all. But come on, man. That is so in the zone. That is so in the zone. Well, that one's not. And come on, if we don't get him out on this one, I think we're coming out of the game. Brother in Christ, are we kidding me? Absolutely horrible. Come on, he only has 3 pitches. We should be ready for whatever he throws at us. Obviously not a slider that's out of the zone, though. Bro's throwing hard, too. Come on now. We can't just end this right here. Knock him in. Is that enough? Or is that just warning track power? That is not. That is a bomb. Where the f was that on the last couple at bats? You screwed yourself out of a win. You're getting the no decision now. But at least we're the difference in this game. Well, maybe the team isn't going to pick up a win because how did we give up 6 in the 8th? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. How do you give up 6 in the 8th? Oh my goodness. Okay, come on. We need to just drive him home to at least tie the game. We do not want to end this game on our at-bat. Unless it's a home run. Unless it's a home run. Oh, that's not. That is off the fence. But at the very least, that is going to be a double to keep this game going. That close to having the walk-off. That close to a multi-home run walk-off game. That's all right. Cam, something into the outfield. We're going home no matter what. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, no. Well, we just ran into the final out of the inning. Well, at least we have a chance to end it. Or, well, not necessarily end it. But at least we're on second base now. Why not? That's pretty much where we ended. Oh, man, we could have went to third on that. Although we probably would have been thrown out at third if that was the case. Better have a guy on second than a guy on first with 1 out, right? So come on, Torin. Just a base knock here. There we go. That's going to at least advance us. So now we got a guy on third with 2 outs. So come on, we have our 7-hitter up. Acosta, we upped our relationship when I hit that home run. Let's see if you can do it again with a base hit here. There we go. Drop, 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 drop. Nope. And we may lose it in the bottom of the 10th. And despite the fact that we had a quality start, we had a 2-run go-ahead home run, and an RBI double to tie the game, we still end up losing 7-6 in the 11th. Series ends in a tie, we don't pick up our 3rd win, and we don't end up winning as a team. But, again, we had a quality start. We went 6 in the 3rd with 2 walks, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts, no runs. Fantastic game on the mound. And then we went 3 for 5 with a home run, the single, 3 RBIs, and even a stolen base. Fantastic game from us, but the rest of the team just couldn't pick it up. And thankfully, because of that performance, we get 14 skill points, we get 2 new perks, which is incredible, and we go up to 224 on our batting average with our ERA going under 2. Minus the fact that we lost as a team, that was a phenomenal game. But thankfully, we're going to be on the road back home from Nashville, where we're going to have a nice 6-game stint against the Tides in the next series. Our next start is going to be coming on Saturday. Hopefully we can pick up our 3rd win in that one, and we're also going to have a pretty good practice here on the 11th as well. So we'll look forward to that series in the next one. But for now, we do have a couple skill points, and by a couple, I mean 21. So quickly, we are going to end up upping that per 9 because that's something I feel like we really need to up. That's going to bring us up to a 72, and we're going to have 1 extra skill point to be able to carry over into the next video. So that's great. We're up to a 72. Hopefully that is going to bring us up to the majors sooner rather than later. But quickly, I just want to look at these 2 new perks, as one of them is Cannon Arms. So our outfielders are going to throw harder when our team is down. That is really, really great to see. And then on your mark, as our base running run, we get a boost to our speed when stealing in tight situations. Again, if we get more experience points and stuff like that, and skill points, we can start to up these a little bit, but realistically, I feel like upping our other stats is going to be more important going forward. Hopefully that's going to carry us to another victory in our next bump on the mound, or our next trip to the mound, and hopefully we can have a repeat performance of these last 2 games rather than the first 3. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to go down and drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.